Body, brain, nervous system, attune yourself to that which I am, uniquely as love, as light, as vibration, as consciousness, as time, as energy, as space. As a pure, clear, direct reflection of God's love, light, laughter, and presence. And so it is forevermore. Welcome back to the True Body Intelligence Podcast. My name is Christopher Lee Maher, and I'm your host. And I think what we're going to get into today is going to be, it's going to be talking about sort of like the next eventual step that I would take if I were working with someone, right? So what we talked about first was lighting up both hemispheres of their brain electrically. And then second step, turning on the emotional brain through opening up the channel of energy through the conception vessel. And then third really is getting deep into the master channel, which is the bladder channel, which runs from the inner canthus of your eyes, over your head, all the way down the back of your legs, the back of your calves, to the outer edge of your feet, and ends at the outer edge of your pinky toe, right at the bottom edge of that nail, okay? And knowing that information is going to be able to give you an actionable step that you can take. And I say this a lot in all the episodes. The purpose of True Body Intelligence is give you actionable steps that you can take. And the kind of action we want you to take or inspire you to take is heartfelt action to your own benefit, right? And so when we think of the master channel, and we talked about this earlier, is the master channel has access to every part of you, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I'm going to dive into some deeper information and education around that, and hopefully inspire you to buy a walker and do a little bit of moshing on somebody you care about, have them do that on you, which I think would be a lot of fun. Be uncomfortable at first, I'll be honest, but the reward in the end is going to be great. So tune in. Like I like to say, get something to drink, get a little bite of food, go to the bathroom so you can sit here and be absolutely present. Because whenever I'm hungry, whenever I need to go to the bathroom, whenever I'm thirsty, it makes it difficult for me to be absolutely present. And I want you to get the most out of what we're sharing. So let's get after it.
Welcome back, Christopher. We're back at it again.
Here we are, another layer. We're going a bit deeper.
Yeah, and this time I understand that we're going to make some deep connections between moshing, the master channel, the bladder channel, how it all ties together. And we're going to give people some more implementations and some more very useful ideas, right?
I hope so. I hope you didn't come here for nothing.
So what does your heart desire to talk about around this subject?
I think I want to go with the pattern that's sort of being laid out for us, which is, we've got a bit of an origin story, then we've talked about the different systems, and now we've had an opportunity to philosophically and also educate, but also give suggestions and information around how a bit of this ties in. And when you're working with someone like I do, there's what I consider to be, and I used this language before, crucial steps that must be taken, right? And the first one that we mentioned was you have to light up both hemispheres of the brain electrically. The second step is you have to turn on the emotional brain, which we're using a different system for that. So for the turn on the brain, we're using a system called the alignment process. Okay? To turn on the emotional brain, we're using ice-centric strength. Okay? And if you're tuning in now and you skipped the first few episodes, you need to go back so you can understand how these are all tied together. Now what we're talking about is what would be the third crucial step in someone's development, right? That you would never want them to miss. When you're talking about somebody who's focused on true transformation and the potential of getting to neutrality, from neutrality, if they stay devoted long enough, they may be able to, in one life, experience enlightenment. Okay? It's a difficult thing to do, yet it is possible if that's what it is you're wanting to experience in this lifetime. Is complete groundedness, access to deep, intense states of beautiful, sweet, love-filled emotions, a very comfortable, strong body, and an extremely clear, powerful mind, then these steps are essential. So this third step that is essential is going into the master channel and reducing that lifetime accumulated stress load that has all that tissue on the back of your body stressed and tense, and it's creating a massive amount of spinal compression. So now imagine gravity's pulling on us at all times, okay? All times. It's whether you're sleeping, whether you're jumping, hopping, skipping, running, surfing, swimming, gravity is always pulling on you in some way, shape, or form, regardless of the position that you're in relative to the ground. So, how am I going to be able to access the highest levels of good feelings when my spine is under constant compression? So, all the structural tissues that you have, let's name them. You got muscles. You got what's wraps around the muscle. That's a connective tissue. So you got fascia. And then you've got ligaments and tendons. And you got joints, you got bones, right? It's pretty easy, like 6 tissues. It should be simple. So all muscles in your body attach to tendons. All those tendons attach your muscles to bones. What does that mean? That means, through the true body intelligence perspective, when your muscles are too short and too tight, well, we just heard that all muscles are attached to tendons and attached muscles to bones, they're going to be yanking on that bone with an excessive amount of force. And what's that excessive amount of force going to do? Is it going to rotate the bone in the right direction or the wrong direction if the tension is excessive? What do you think?
Obviously in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Over pull it.
Right. Or, remember, things pull inside, they also pull outside, right? So you're going to get an excessive amount of internal rotation or external rotation. So all the bones in your body have what I call bone rotational relationships. And all those relationships are dependent upon the amount of excessive tension that's sitting in the belly of that muscle. And so when that muscle is too short and too tight and too strained, it's yanking on that bone. But what sits between two bones? A joint. And I'm not talking about marijuana, okay? I'm talking about knees, wrists, elbows, shoulders, ankles, necks, low backs, right? So, when you're looking at the system, Ma Xing, and ice-centric strength, you have to understand that we're addressing the structure of the being. We mentioned a few episodes earlier that however your body goes, your life goes, right? So if my posture is poor, well, I know that my life is severely stressed. If my posture is poor, my life is severely stressed. So if the bladder channel is the master channel, and it's the connection to flow and money, right? And it's also the connection to every internal aspect of myself. If you were going to spend some time, would the prudent action and the best investment to make, would it be to work on the master channel, knowing that the master channel is the only channel, the only meridian, the only electromagnetic force in your entire body that has access to every part of your existence, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, environmentally? I think that's the best investment to make. And so I like to simplify things. And when someone is desiring full life expression, then this third step is the next eventual, essential step in order to be able to get free. Because when I'm in freedom, I'm at choice. When I'm in repression, I'm out of choice. And true body intelligence is here to do what? To give people choices where they're choiceless. And where I'm tense, I'm choiceless because, again, I'm invested interest, right? I know I keep circling back around to these very specific concepts. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that by the time they've gone through all of these episodes, they're able to go, oh, I think I get it now. You mean that whatever's going on in my body is being projected directly and reflective to what's going on in my life. Wow. Do I love every part of my life? Not so much. Are there things that I like? Yeah. Are there things that I know could use a little bit of work? Heck yeah. So now all I have to do is to go into my body, and I can access these higher levels, these higher forms of intelligence. I'm on it. Show me where to go. Show me how to get there. Teach me the way. Give me the tool. Let me go to work. So this third eventual step, the reason why it's so valuable is this. When you turn on your breath, right? We already turned on the electricity. We turn on the emotional brain. Now we want to turn on the breath. All right? When we turn on the breath, we're moving into receptivity instead of blocking energy coming in. So a lot of people, we talked about earlier about the flow, right? Values, money, manifesting from values versus manifesting from pain. When we're in that deep flow state and our body's super comfortable and our breath is turned on, the breath is the doorway and the pathway into the center point of the emotional body. So now when I'm breathing, I'm informing the world that I'm receptive. What does that mean? It means I'm willing to receive. I'm willing to receive what? I'm willing to receive assistance. I'm willing to receive help. I'm willing to receive guidance. I'm willing to receive information. I'm willing to receive emotions. I'm willing to receive love. Okay? I'm willing to receive recognition that I have value. Now, when I'm in receptivity, my ability to manifest is now exponential. Because otherwise, I'm on the struggle bus and everything is up to me. So now I have to be in the world of doing. And if you listen to one of the previous episodes around manifestation, we brought up two couples. Both wanted to go to Hawaii. Which one do you think was breathing and was receptive? The one who got the tickets for free? Or the one where the husband's like, hey babe, if you want to go to Hawaii, we got to cut out half of our spending? Which one was breathing? What do you think?
Obviously the ones that got the tickets for free.
Yeah, the ones that got the tickets for free were in manifestation. They were in breath. So when I'm out of breath, I'm in work mode. Okay? I got an effort. When I'm in breath, I'm in receptivity. So I can receive or I can constantly initiate. It's nice to have access to both. I would prefer to be able to have the opportunity to initiate and receive. When people have been traumatized, right? When people have been ignored, rejected, punished, hurt, do you think it's easy to receive?
No, of course not. They're closed.
Yeah, it makes it much more difficult. Now that they're closed, they go into the world, they have an idea, they want help, and yet they lack the ability to ask for it. Why? Because their nervous system feels unsafe. So with this third eventual step, what do we want? We want their nervous system to feel more safe, to be in a receptive state of function. So what are we doing? Parasympathetic training. And in parasympathetic training, I become receptive. Okay? That's what we want. Parasympathetic training. So what allows me to do that? All the systems I mentioned that are part of the suite of systems that belong to True Body Intelligence, as well as all the work that you're receiving when somebody's working on you. So if I go to see, Dr. Mickey Osanki, right? In order for me to arrive, I've got to have the intent to want to be a better individual. Then I have to be able to follow that up with heartfelt action. And then I've got to lay on his table and be receptive to his genius to be able to receive what he has to offer me. Okay? So when you're using Ma Xing on the urinary bladder channel, the master channel, and you start opening that puppy up, because it has access to all parts of you, okay? Now all of you can learn to be receptive. You can learn to be receptive emotionally. You can learn to be receptive energetically. You can learn to be receptive spiritually. You can learn to be receptive physically. You can learn to be receptive psychologically, mentally,